Thank you and good morning. It's a great pleasure to address you today during this plenary session of the Supply Chain Venture Forum. It's a special honor to be sharing the podium with President Zotlers and the three distinguished Baltic ambassadors to the United States, as well as my good friend and colleague, Judy Garber from the State Department. I should also add that I have been privileged for the past 18 years, first as Commerce's Director for Central and Eastern Europe, and now as Acting Deputy Assistant Secretary for Europe, to have watched and participated in the Baltic states' remarkable economic growth and free market development. From 1991 to 2005, my duties included directing the Commerce Department's Central and Eastern Europe Business Information Center program called CBIC. This program was aimed at increasing U.S. trade and investment in the Baltic states in order to help secure the important democratic and free market economic progress that resulted from the regaining of Estonian, Latvian, and Lithuanian independence in 1991. CBIC's work was successful, and U.S. business became and continues to be an important part of the Baltic commercial landscape. In my brief time this morning, I want to focus on three areas. First, the current status of U.S. Baltic commercial activity. Second, the U.S. economic environment. And third, U.S. trade policy. A particular focus of my remarks is why Baltic companies should look at the U.S. market for new commercial opportunities, especially investment. U.S. Baltic trade has been growing impressively for years. Baltic exports to the United States totaled $1.4 billion in 2008, an increase of 26% over 2007. Furthermore, during the past decade, growth in Baltic exports to the U.S. have averaged 32% annually. That's faster than the average growth of South Korean or Mexican exports to the United States over the same period. Similarly, U.S. exports to the Baltic states totaled $1.45 billion in 2008, an 8% increase over 2007. During the past decade, growth of U.S. exports to the Baltics has averaged 16% growth annually. On the investment side, total Baltic direct investment in the U.S. reached nearly $150 million at the end of 2007, with these investing companies employing more than 5,000 people. At present, foreign direct investment in the United States is something that the Commerce Department is emphasizing. Later today, you will hear from my colleague, Erin Brickman, Director of Commerce's Invest in America initiative, about the details of this new investment program. Before turning to the U.S. economy, let me briefly list some of the key reasons why Baltic companies should consider the U.S. market as an investment destination. The U.S. is the largest single-country economy in the world, with per capita disposable income of $34,900. Our legal system is transparent and predictable, offering a secure place to do business. We value innovation and provide superior protection for intellectual property rights to encourage research and development. The U.S. workforce is well educated and highly productive, providing cost-effective labor resources to businesses looking to set up operations. Our systems of roadways, railways, and airports are the largest in the world, providing the broad infrastructure necessary to reduce transaction costs. And, as many from the Baltic region know firsthand, we are a nation of immigrants that welcomes entrepreneurs and innovators from abroad. In these difficult economic and financial times, there might be some hesitation or reluctance about the American economy and the U.S. market, particularly as an investment destination. To that, I would respond that while it will take time to turn around the U.S. economy, there have been some recent positive signs. As President Obama recently said, the gears of America's economic engine are slowly beginning to turn. Given the growth opportunities that will come with expected economic expansion, this is an opportune time to explore the U.S. market. Past recessions have seen the rise of several major U.S. companies, like Hewlett-Packard, Microsoft, and Texas Instruments, to name a few. We would be delighted to be congratulating one of your Baltic firms next year for a highly successful breakout performance in the U.S. market. Lastly, let me say a few words about U.S. trade policy. At the Commerce Department, we are focusing our attention on lowering trade barriers and supporting the President's trade policy agenda. That agenda addresses 6 priorities. First, support for a rules-based trading system, including a commitment to the WTO system. Second, advancement of social accountability and political transparency in our trade policy. Social accountability relates to the impact of trade on the welfare of working families. And transparency means consulting more widely in making information about trade easier to obtain. Third, utilization of trade policy to achieve progress on national energy and environmental goals. Fourth, ensuring that trade agreements address major unresolved issues that create trade frictions. Fifth, building upon free trade agreements and bilateral investment treaties in a responsible and transparent manner. And sixth, upholding our commitment to be a strong partner to developing countries. Through the work of our respective governments and important organizations such as the U.S. Baltic Foundation, we hope to see substantial growth in trade and investment between the United States and the Baltic region. We believe there is excellent potential for such growth. We applaud the Foundation's efforts in organizing such a detailed and substantive program on this very subject over these several days. I hope that you have very productive discussions and discover new partnerships that will result in increased business among our companies. The Commerce Department is ready to assist you in your efforts. Thank you.